Oh,
Okay, so
wait, yeah.
can I start?
Yes, you can
Okay,
go.
so my presentation is on binary trees, just a general term of what it is. I have a little joke here for you guys. So this little kid, he's like, Dad, look at that tree. It's just a tree, son, but it's a binary tree.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's so funny.
You just wasted 1 minute. Let's go.
All right, so my notes are right here. Okay, so a tree is a type of structure that is set up in a structure of nodes that is set up in a hierarchical format. It's like an upside down tree because you really start at the roots and then the branches and leaves go down like that instead of going up the normal tree. And so the great thing about trees is that they're better than arrays because they're more flexible than an array. Their insertions and deletions are about equal to a linked list, and that's pretty fast. And it's better than trees and stacks because it has more dimensions. To help you with the terminology of a binary tree, let's just think that this is a family tree. It's going to help a lot because parents and stuff. So, sorry about the image. For some reason, it won't show up. So I'll just show this instead. So the root is the topmost node here. A parent is this, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but this is a parent. And it has two children which are connected to it by one line. And the siblings are children that are of the same parent. They're on the same level, same generation. A subtree is just a descendant of the root. And so here, that triangle right here is an example of a subtree. And the level, like I said, is just a generation of the tree here. 0 generation, 1st generation, 2nd, 3rd, like in a family tree. And then the key is just going to be the value of that node. Oh no. Alright, so sorry about that. So a binary search tree is just a type of numerical setup tree where each parent can only have a maximum of 2 children, including the root. And the setup is that the left child, the child on the left, has to be less than the value of the parent, and the right child, the child on the right, has to be greater than the value of the parent. And this setup allows for efficient searching. So we'll just kind of go right into like the coding of it. So we want to search through this binary tree. So let's say we want to find where 17 is in this binary tree. So we start off at the root, 20. And if the pointer, so if the current node is greater, the key of the current node is greater than the value that we're finding, we move to the left child. And then if the current node's value is less than the value that we're looking for, we move to the right child. And so we just sort of follow that pattern until we find the node with the proper key, and we return that as true. If we can't find the key, then we can insert the key. So to insert it, you're sort of following the same idea as searching for it, but in the end, you're going to throw that number in there. So ultimately, in inserting, you're trying to find the first node that is null so that you can insert that number. So again, in this case, we're going to insert 17, and we're going to start at the root. So if the root had a null value, meaning there's no value in the node, we would have put the 17 there. But in this case, it does have a value. So what we want to do is follow the left child, right child rule. So since 17 is less than the current node, we're going to move to the left child. Now, if this left child had a null value, we'll put the 17 there. But it doesn't. So we follow, again, the right child rule, where in this case, the current node is less than the number that we're trying to insert, so we're moved to the right. And we just keep following that until we find the first node that is null, where we can insert the 17. And then we insert it. We set the value of that node to 17. The code here just sort of explains that again. We have, if the root is null, then we insert the new node there. Then if we moved on to a child and we find that that child is also null, we insert it, and then we just keep doing that, following the left and right child rule. Sorry. Left and right child rule until we are able to insert the 17. Okay, so deleting is a little bit more complicated. Deleting is a little bit more complicated. You have 3 instances. You have one where you got no children. You have one, kind of right. You have one where you got 1 child and you got a parent with 2 children. And so just focus here on the 1 child, which is going to be the easiest thing to delete. And so also known as a leaf, a parent that also known as a leaf, a parent that has no children. To delete it, all you have to do is find the 17 like in the regular sorting, and then just set that value to null. Simple. Yeah, delete your children is basically the idea. And if you have 1 child that you want to delete out of your life, then you again. So again, you will.
It's okay, you get over it.
So again, you will search through children and stuff. You will search through the node again like you normally do, and keeping track of the parent as well as keeping track of the child. So in this case, we find that the 17. We're trying to delete 18. So we keep track until we find the 18. We see that branch off that is added. So what we do is that we transverse that section here to where the 18 is supposed to be. So 18 will end up becoming 17, and 17 will have a child that's, 18 will become 16, and 16 will have a child that's 17.
Wait, do like just rearrange the nodes?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so the next one is when you have 2 children that you want to get rid of in your life.
Oh my goodness.
To do this, it's a little bit more complicated because you can't just simply delete it because it kind of messes up the whole left child, right child order. So instead, what you do is you find a successor. And a successor is the successor.
Jane.
Is the node with the successor.
Did you record that?
Please continue.
The successor is the node with the smallest value in the subtree. So in this case, we're trying to delete this 15. So in the subtree of that 15 here, we need to find the successor that is the smallest in this subtree. As we transverse, we find that 16 is the smallest, and we replace 15 with 16 and set the value of where 16 was to null. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Good?
Because then everything that's right at 16 will still be greater.
Yes. So that's
Oh.
binary tree. And really, that's all, folks.
I was gonna say
You
that.
can contact me at patriciakofi@gmail, and as of after May 27, you can contact me.
Oh my God, we get it. You're going to Williams.
pf4@williams.edu.
Patricia Williams.
All right. Any questions?
Binary tree.
You get it?
That
Good
still
job,
cracks
good
me
job.
up.
Okay.